Thanks for staying with us. This is Good to Know. We focus on the positive here and accomplishments of those from around the country, like this mom in Virginia who had a big goal to run for 24 hours straight.
During these times of social distancing, it's not hard for Erin Williams to find a quiet corner to get her stretching done. The King William mother of two homeschools her children, so finding alone time in the first place can be a challenge.
Running is my peace of mind. It's my quiet time.
Challenge should be her middle name. Williams was a runner all throughout high school, but began running seriously about 15 years ago.
I was just ready to get back in shape and get moving again. So I started running for 20 minutes a day just to get out and moving, and then slowly built up to starting to run for certain mile distances.
She completed her first marathon before her first child was born and had dabbled a little in triathlons, but running has always represented a type of oasis.
My running time is my time to be all by myself and listen to my own thoughts and just kind of be at peace with myself. And I get that nice rush of endorphins basically when I'm done, and just that feel good that I've done something good for me physically and mentally.
The payoff has come at every finish line she has ever crossed.
I don't think I've crossed the finish line of a race without having some kind of tears in my eyes, because you put in so much energy and effort and hard work into the training and waking up on mornings when you'd really rather sleep in.
Sleeping in is just one of the obstacles that Williams, like millions of other runners, needs to overcome on a regular basis. Injuries, personal and professional obligations, and just plain apathy can all creep into any workout routine.
There are always times when you think, this is really stupid and I should just stop. Everything kind of hurts and I'm tired. You can come up with a million reasons to stop. It's very easy to stop. The trick is to find that mental strength to keep going.
And Williams has kept going, but regular marathons weren't enough. She ran 12 ultra marathons in 12 months last year, setting 4 course records and being the overall winner, male or female, at the Eagle Up 100 miler in Ohio. For each of those races, to raise money for the 22 Too Many organization, she carried the name of Sergeant Michael George, an Army veteran who suffered from PTSD and took his own life. If all of that wasn't enough, this year Williams decided on a new challenge, one that was met with a decent amount of skepticism from her friends and family.
Every time you mention it, there's that look of you must be crazy. And I'll be the first to admit, it is kind of crazy.
Williams took up a challenge to run for 24 hours straight. A couple of weeks ago, she started the clock and did not stop running until it had gone around twice.
While it was an attempt to push myself and see what I could do, I also didn't want to race it and push myself so hard. It was more like a training run.
She ran near her parents' home in Williamsburg, 12 hours on trails and the second 12 hours on the streets. She had company for almost the duration, except when the sane people went to bed.
When it had been running for a really long time already and it was dark and it's quiet and I'm tired, and at that point I was alone, everybody else had to go home. So it was really having to dig deep all on my own.
She queued up Imagine Dragons on her headphones and pushed her way through. She ended up running over 112 miles. While she doesn't necessarily recommend this type of challenge for everyone, she does encourage everyone to get out like she did and find any way to stay active and healthy.
Whatever your age, whatever your abilities, go out and do what you can, and then a couple of weeks later, push yourself to try a little bit further or a little bit harder or something a little bit different. Even people that are of my generation older, I encourage them to get out on the trails and run. It's not about time, it's not about finishing places, it's not about getting on the podium. It's about getting out there and just moving your blood and doing something good for your body in a healthy way.
Tucked away in an old Lincoln County tobacco barn, you'll find Noah Peck, working to bring a slice of the rock climbing world home.
I kind of just came home with a truck full of lumber.
Home climbing walls are becoming more common since the coronavirus shut down climbing gyms.
I can't really get everything out of this wall that I can from LEF, but or a gym like that, but it does pretty good for how close it is.
After 3 days of work, Peck is climbing his wall, and when he's not reaching for the next handhold, he's making new ones out of old tree trunks.
Although bark comes off pretty easy.
Peck is an arborist.
So I'm in trees pretty much every day.
For years, he's collected interesting pieces of wood, and now he's found a new purpose for them.
That's gonna be a hard hold.
A project that's keeping him entertained and in shape until he can go climbing outdoors with friends again.
All right, here's something to dance about. A studio in Arizona is keeping its dancers in tip-top shape because, hey, the show must go on.
Fun seeing their faces of like, oh my gosh, this is what I've been missing in my like daily life.
Punch it, and a 1, 2.
An ensemble, a cast, formed on a computer screen each weekend.
4, 5, 6, 7, and kick ball change.
We realized that the music theater kids are going crazy right now because their whole existence is basically performing.
Here we go.
Mark and Lindsay Foreman teach High Rev, a youth performing troupe, a part of Arizona Broadway Theater. And now they're taking it virtual with Zoom.
We are trying to make it so that they can still perform, still learn, and then also be ready to go back into live performance when we are able.
The Foremans pick pop songs, musical theater songs, and then Mark teaches the music, Lindsay the moves.
The fun songs from music theater, the ones that have dance breaks in them, we're trying to focus more on the up-tempo stuff.
Keeping kids and teens moving and the creativity flowing. But hey, this duo says all ages can take the stage.
The program, when High Rev is in its full thing, is 10 to 19. But virtually in Cyberland, like everybody, because we're all going to need, 1, we need to stay in shape. 2, we need something to do. And we need to be ready to go. So it's for everybody, honestly.
Where did that come from?
Some of the best surprises come in small packages, like this mini horse. The staff at an assisted living center in Cincinnati, Ohio, brought the pint-sized pony around to cheer up the residents while they were staying inside.
They were simulating hugs and asking us to hug the horse for them and rocking their arms back and forth.
So much love going around.
With schools closed and field trips canceled, the Colorado State Patrol thought they could step in and help out.
I'm up here at Rifle Falls State Fish Hatchery, getting an inside look at how Colorado Parks and Wildlife manages one of Colorado's most important natural resources.
Welcome to the CSP first ever virtual field trip.
Okay, how about if I give you a quick tour? Come on in, we'll start with the cutthroats and throw a little food out, and you can watch how these guys react. So come on in.
So we're trying to do some virtual tours or virtual field trips so that it gives a little bit more of an option for kiddos who are doing homeschool and school at home while the stay-at-home order is going on.
The Rifle Fish Hatchery is just the first virtual tour. The second virtual field trip takes you to the Colorado State Capitol building.
I want to introduce your tour guides who are standing a mile above sea level on the west steps of the Capitol.
On this tour, you get to see parts of the Capitol the public doesn't get to see, like inside the Gold Dome, where you can see the construction workers' names, left behind after working on the dome throughout the century. And they take you to the underground tunnels that connect all the buildings of the state capitol complex together.
The State Patrol is in a very good position because we have troopers all across the state that are members of their communities. They're familiar with things that are closer to them that maybe not a lot of other folks are aware of. It allows us to go to different places that maybe folks won't normally be able to go to, even without the pandemic going on.
The State Patrol is working on more of these virtual field trips for the coming weeks. Trooper Lewis says ultimately these virtual tours lets them show off their people and show off parts of Colorado we aren't allowed to visit right now.
Check out these positive messages popping up all over Southwest Florida.
To find something bigger than yourself and bring everyone else hope.
it made it so much more important.
In Tarpon Springs these days, Emily Taman just might be the most popular artist in town. Dozens of her gorgeously painted wooden signs are popping up all over.
I did Be Grateful with bumblebees, which was really cute. We did one with houses, and it said, stay at home and love your neighbor.
The project was started by Emily's neighbor, Robin Carr, the colorful owner of the Architectural Salvage Bank, a trippy wonderland of treasures and a lot of spare wood. Emily did the painting, and Robin, she put almost 40 signs all over town, raising the spirits of Tarpon Springs and making themselves feel a little bit better too.
It's been more than just painting signs for other people. It's been helping us too. I mean, everyone's stressed out during this time, so it's been giving me more purpose.
It's not fine art, it's refined fun art.
As a recycled materials artist, Rodney McCoubrey knows how to turn trash into treasure.
I take the trash I pick up at the beach that gets you pretty, kicked off, and I reinvent it into fun and positivity.
That was his mindset when he and fellow artist Tim Bennett saw how sad neighbors and their kids were during the coronavirus quarantine. So they turned driftwood into these hearts and let the neighbors decorate them.
Think about humanity and bring that humanity part right into the neighborhood. Then I had to do something, and that's how it was born.
Now the hearts line this street in Leucadia, turning sidewalks into art galleries.
And they were so excited.
Kim Jarvinen's kids, Cora and Cohen, put a Bible verse and a lot of glitter and stickers on their heart. She says it made isolation easier to handle.
Their favorite part is just watching people walk by and stop and look at what they made. That is what brings them so much joy, to feel like, oh, something that I made is on display.
And as neighbors have stopped to look, it's helped them all feel more connected, like they really are in this together.
When this cloud lifts and the wind blows again and we're able to return to things like the ocean and just doing simple things again, we're going to know that this time was pretty sacred in an awkward way.
What a great way to spread some positivity. And a reminder to us all to look for the beauty around us. It's there. It's in the people in our communities who are doing amazing, positive things. And I think that's good to know.